music no one can ever refuse it. Pulsating, vibrating, reggae, reggae, reggae. Very sky, rock, steady, mental, a quadrillion, a cool.
Good morning to the listeners and viewers of the Real Stuff podcast. Today is Wednesday, and we have a special guest. And her name is Herdine Nicholson, and she's a realtor both in Jamaica and the US. I think Florida, let us place it straightly, Florida, right?
Yes, yes, I'm licensed in Florida. Yes.
So good morning, and we have also with us our co-host Flavius. So good morning, Herdine.
Good morning.
Would you like to tell our listeners and viewers a little bit about you?
Well, I'm a realtor. Actually, now I've been in real estate for the past 20 years. And before that, I was in tech. I was a coder, and then I went into business analysis and database development and all of that. Everything that AI is doing now, I did with analytics and that from in the 90s. But when I had my daughter, my second daughter, in 20 years ago, almost 21 years ago, I went back to work, and my brain, I don't know, I was just crying. I didn't know it was postpartum depression or whatever it was then, but just something wasn't right. I just didn't like my job anymore. I was just thinking something was happening to my baby and whatever. So I got a real estate license, and I said, I got it in about 7 days, actually. I did the course, then I went and did the state board, and I said, I want to do real estate, throw my baby in the car. She was about 8 weeks, 12 weeks, something like that, when I got into real estate. And so it never really worked out how I planned. I planned it was gonna be, I just wanted to replace my income. I thought I'd have all this time with my baby, she'd be with me and all of that. I ended up working more than I did when I was, in tech. However, I was able to work with her. I managed my time. She went everywhere with me. And I loved it. It had great work-life balance. And so I replaced my income that first year. The second year, I think I tripled it. But I was always top producer. The third year, it went on until the market crashed. And then I went to Jamaica.
Just give me a minute. 1 minute. Sorry, Ernie. Let's take a break from the Real Stuff podcast. Flavius.
Yes.
There's something going on in the background. I'm not sure.
Like what?
Like voices are echoing or something.
Shouldn't be echoing. It's probably voices on the street.
Okay.
I'm actually outside.
All right. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry about
that. I have no light or internet right now. So I'm trying to get some light on my veranda.
Okay. All right. So sorry about that from the Real Stuff podcast.
Continue.
That's fine.
Go ahead, Herdine. Yes.
So when the market crashed in the States, I went to Jamaica, and I said, I'm not doing real estate again, ever, and this and that. So after about a year, I got my license in Jamaica. That was like 2009. And I did a little bit, then I went back I came back to the States. I'm in Miami right now. And then, then I went back, and then that's how I started in Jamaica. So until I'm now a broker in Jamaica and in the US. So.
Okay. I know that this is not a normal practice for a realtor, but I know that some realtors are mortgage brokers also. So with doing your stuff in Jamaica and in US, what do you do when it comes to the mortgage part of a loan?
Well, actually, I got my mortgage license in Georgia I was licensed in Georgia 2017, 2016, I believe 2017 I got my license, but I didn't like that part of the business. So I have loan officers that I work with that I refer clients to. However, I know the process. I've been doing it so long. So I know, the questions to ask, of course, without, getting into that side like mortgage and, messing with privacy and all that stuff. But you can basically, ask the right questions and then refer to loan officers that I work with.
Okay. Yeah, so don't you find that challenging, like doing both Jamaica and the US?
It's not challenging, it's only the time constraints, because splitting my time between Jamaica and here is kind of hard sometimes, especially if you have competing transactions, or you have things competing for your time, but I have a good team now. I'm putting a team together in Jamaica. I have a few good agents that they're doing their thing in Jamaica, and my clients, most of my clients are from the US. I'd say maybe 95% of my clients are from the US purchasing in Jamaica. So that works out because I'm here. I can, go and meet with them and discuss whatever. I'm able to tell them what to expect in Jamaica because the process is different.
Yes, I should suppose so. So when you talk to your clients, you tell them about all the risk, like buying stuff in Jamaica. Seeing that, like Jamaicans like to talk about the crime rate in Jamaica and all of that.
Right. Yeah, but if you're safe, it's like any major city in the US. Chicago has a lot of crime, New York, whatever. You just have to be safe and exercise good judgment. Don't flaunt all your jewelry. Don't tell people your business. Don't, be all over the place. And still have fun, because I do stuff and I'm by myself. I'll get in my car and I'll drive anywhere in Jamaica and sell real estate or whatever, and I feel fine. Even though I had an unfortunate incident happen to me in 2010, which had nothing to do with real estate. I did something I wasn't supposed to. I went to the beach buying fish, and I had US dollars buying fish in Discovery Bay. So that was, and I had an unfortunate incident, which, I came back to the States and I said, I'm never going to Jamaica again and whatever. But after 3 years, I was back. So look, I know what not to do. So a lot of advice that I give people, those are from personal experience, and I had my 2 daughters with me in Jamaica for the most part. They went to school there for a little bit, and we were all over the place. So it's really a great place to live, raise a family, and just the quality of life is amazing in Jamaica.
Wonderful, wonderful to hear that. But I live in Jamaica full time, so I know what you're talking about. Question though, can you get a mortgage in the US to buy property in Jamaica?
No, you can't actually. But what some people have done, like if they have property with a lot of equity in it, they'll pull some of the equity and they'll purchase cash in Jamaica, or some people might use some of their 401k or some other investment. Also, it's very easy for an overseas person to get a mortgage in Jamaica.
Okay.
Once they have good credit, and the income and the debt to income ratio is right, and all of that, they'll qualify and they'll get it pretty easily. So that's not an issue.
Okay. So you find that you said about 90% of your business is with US clients or Jamaica. But
Jamaican, yes.
but
Because everybody wants to go back home. Everybody wants something in Jamaica, no matter where they're from. Even people who are not Jamaican, they just.
yeah.
I have a friend who's American, never been to Jamaica, never, but she just knows that she wants to move there and she wants to purchase a place in Jamaica, and she's been wanting to do that for quite some time now, since 2016 when we met. She just always want to live in Jamaica.
Yeah, Jamaica have that effect on you.
Yes, yes, it does.
But
Good. Just a quick question again too, because like I have a friend and she was trying to purchase a place, but while her credit score was really good, her income, they said that her income was like not high enough to get the mortgage or get that house that she really wanted, because she wouldn't get a loan, at that
Yeah.
for that um cost of the house.
Yes, but if you have like a lot of debt, so they will use your credit report from the
Yeah.
US and use that also to qualify you for a property in Jamaica. And this person coming from the US?
Yeah, this person's in the US, yeah.
Okay, okay. So they would require that for them to actually pull their credit report and send it to that financial institution in Jamaica, and they'll go through and they'll assess all the debt. But the way they do it though in the States, if you have a credit card, like say maybe 5,000 and you only have $50 on it that you've utilized $50 of it, so you have available credit of 4,950, right?
Right.
So in Jamaica, they would just use the 50. That minimum monthly payment would be what they would use to calculate the debt to income ratio in the States. However, in Jamaica, that 5,000 credit line that you have, they use that whole thing to calculate your DTI. So so they, because they say at any time you can go and you can max the card. So their guidelines and their criteria are a little different than the States. But so maybe that's why she did not qualify. But she could have, there were other options that she could have used. She could have probably um use some of her 401k, some other cash that she might have, or if it's gonna be a rental property. Like a lot of times people buy places to do Airbnb, you can use some of that projected income to help offset with your debt to income ratio.
Okay. Oh, I see.
you having a lot of Americans or even Jamaicans in America buying property in Jamaica. But do you have the other way around? Do you have Jamaicans buying property in the US?
Yes,
Oh, you do?
yes.
Okay.
I have I have an excellent loan officer in Florida here. I think she's licensed in a few other states too. I don't remember now, but she's great with that. Doing there are some loan programs here that foreign nationals can use
Really?
and
Didn't know that.
purchase properties. Yes, a
Mm,
Jamaican can get a mortgage in the US.
wow.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
not know that. Anyway, as our topic says, it's the business of real estate. So we are on to the big part now. How does someone make money in real estate?
In real estate?
Yeah, could you Yeah, give us a nice
Well, it
overview.
depends on what you want to do. If you're gonna do it from, if you want to be a real estate investor, if you want to do the business of real estate as a real estate practitioner, being an
Could you
agent
explain the
or a
different?
broker,
Can you
or
explain the different areas?
actually doing Airbnb. So there are many different avenues or businesses, or that you can do. You can even do real estate tech. You can do many things you can
Yeah,
do
but
that's
I'm
real
asking you
estate
to.
related.
Yeah, I'm asking you to just list them out and give us a brief thing on each of them so we understand a little bit more about the real estate business.
I'm sorry, your volume is a little bit low.
Low. Okay. Are you hear me now?
Yes, a little better. Yes.
Yeah, I'm asking you to just list out the different areas that comes under real estate and give us a little overview of each. So somebody like me who doesn't know anything about real estate will have a better understanding of the different areas and what you can get into and how you get into them and how you can make money.
Okay, sure. Well, you can do real estate. You can get your license. A lot of people, they're entering into real estate, or what they think real estate is. You go to school, get a license, and then you sell real estate. So that's one aspect of it. You can get licensed in Jamaica with real estate board, a real estate institute, and then, or you can get licensed if it's in, well, I guess we are focusing on Jamaica. So you get it through the real estate
Jamaica and the
institute,
Caribbean,
and
yeah.
then you do get your license, pass the exam, whatever, sign up with attached to a broker, and then you practice real estate. Also, if you want to do it as a business, as a broker, you can be a practicing broker where you sell real estate also and have agents under you. Also, you can do it from an investment perspective, where you go and you can even rent properties and do Airbnb or some other short-term rental and do a business from that. You can also purchase and do flip, or you can just purchase and hold. So it depends. Or you can even be a developer. You have some land, purchase some land, or and you build maybe 4, 5, 6 houses or more, or a whole 200 home development. So it depends. Or even real estate tech, because there's this company Keys. They have a whole thing where you can go and search real estate, real estate related information. Also, real estate analytics. So with my background in tech, so I do data analytics. I do analysis on real estate in Jamaica. Like, I'll always do the trends and where it's gonna be hot. What I tell my clients where I think they should invest, and that's based on metrics that I gather and do analysis on. So you can even do that too. So
So it's a very broad field.
very, and it's very interesting. It's everything you can think of, you can tie into real estate.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
there's something that you said when you were speaking, Herdine. Explain to our listeners and viewers what is flipping, because most people don't really understand about flipping properties.
Okay. Well, flipping, basically you purchase a property lower than market value, or if a property that probably needs some work, you put that work in and then you put it back on the market. Usually within 3 months or so, it normally takes to rehab that property and put it back on the market for sale. Of course, you'll sell it higher than, so say you purchase it for 100,000, you put maybe 20,000 in to kind of maybe change the tiles, a paint job, you know, make it nice and update the property, put it back on the market for maybe 250. So that profit there, you know, after you pay legal fees and commissions and all that stuff, you know, you can net maybe 50 or more or something. So a lot of investors do that and are into flipping.
Okay.
So you basically buy to resell, not buy to hold.
Okay. And that is part of your license.
I'm sorry?
That is part of your license. Your license allows you to do that.
Oh, of course. My license allows me to sell, purchase, and lease real estate, commercial and residential real estate. So I can do that for myself and I can do that for clients.
Okay. Okay.
And another part of real estate that that I haven't touched on is staging. So that's another hot part too. So you know, I've staged a few developments in Jamaica and a few listings that I've had. And that's another thing. If someone is young and they want a career path or they don't want to do the traditional thing, so you know, real estate is something they can look into. If they're like, maybe they are into interior design or they have like an art major, or they're artistically inclined, they could, you know, be a stager. They can do, even people, they can do graphic, people who are into graphic design and photography and stuff, they can do the videos and all of that for real estate and do the design signs and marketing material. And it's really great. You can just go down that rabbit hole of really and just do a whole bunch of things.
Wow. Mm. Mm-hmm.
And not to mention the architects and all of those. So, you know, all of that, architects, all of that are real estate.
Okay, didn't know that.
Yeah, well, it's obvious because the architects have to really do designing. So, you know, like
right.
in that whole process of, you know, flipping the property, because sometimes maybe you're flipping a property, maybe you have to do some extension, some kind. So you need some architect to do some designing or do some changes for you and all of that.
Agree. Yes. And if you're also if you're a developer and you're selling to plan, you have to, you know, have a good architect to you tell them what you want and they now have to put your design on paper and all of that, or CAD or whatever they use. You know, and to get those plans to the parish council and get those approved, you know, you need the civil engineer, you need structural, you know, and the architects, the MEP, mechanical, engineering, plumbing, stuff like that.
How easy it is for someone to get into real estate?
Well, the requirements at the real estate board in Jamaica, I think you just need 5 CXCs and a good criminal background check, and then you have to do the bankruptcy. You have to get the bankruptcy report. Once you pass all those, and of course you have to take the real estate course and pass it with a 70 or better to be licensed. And once they issue the license,
that make you qualified and licensed. But how do you get in now?
How do you get into it?
You work
You
for a
have
broker.
to
You
then,
work for a broker.
you
Or
have
can
to
you go?
attach yourself to a broker.
Okay.
Yes.
But
So then you'd
you can't
go,
start as a broker.
no, you cannot. You have to be, you have to start as you have to have at least 3 years, 2 years as a licensee. Then you have to take another broker's class. Then past that, then you have to be an apprentice to a broker who's qualified to train brokers.
Okay.
And then I think you have to do a year or so, and then you have to do certain number of sales. You have to do commercial, residential, like a mix. Sales, rental, leases, commercial, residential. I did commercial, residential, and agricultural during my, I think the agricultural is optional, I'm not sure, but I think you have to do 12 or more. And then you go through some other stuff, and then you get your broker's license, and then you can go on your own. But
So
if people really need information, they can go on rev.gov.jm, and they have a whole lot of information on how to get licensed in Jamaica on there. But as far as like real estate sales though, but Jamaica though is really a hot market to properties, as I'm in both markets, and you know how we had the big crash in '08 and all that stuff, and you know we'll have like the market will get soft in the US, and but in Jamaica we never really had that. The market was steady, has always been steady.
Mm-hmm.
It's been steady for quite a number of years, but in the last 3 or 4 years or so, just after COVID, Jamaica market spike that where people have had 50 to 100% appreciation on their properties.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yes, that has happened in Florida also. Anywhere where it's warm, anywhere where they have palm trees and a beach, properties appreciated
Okay.
like 100%.
Mm. Yeah. Question I'm going to ask you is
to that.
like when you have,
Yes.
like when you have
And
job.
if you don't have, and don't be deterred and by thinking you need like a whole lot of money to start in real estate. People with NHT, you can like go and find land, and there's something out there. All of that though, prices are going up, so it's hard to find land where the NHT allowance or that NHT
Can afford
will qualify for that. They probably will need other things. Also, a lot of people have family land in Jamaica where they can probably get a construction loan and build on it. And people need to really think outside of the box and not think like, oh, this place is country or it's too. Jamaica is beautiful. I've never found a place in Jamaica that I was not in love with. Never.
Wonderful.
Jamaica is just beautiful. I'll be driving, like I wanted to get to Trelawney, and I was in Santa Cruz. I showed a property and I was trying to get back to Ochi, and I said, let me drive through Trelawney, and I did Google, and I was going through the mountains and all of that, and I found a waterfall like just by the side of the road. Of course I dropped a pin, and I'm like, okay, another day I'm gonna go and explore it. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah, man.
So a place like that, and if you have some family land close to like a river, a waterfall or something, you can think about ecotourism or just build a nice development, or just your personal house. Now you don't have to worry about internet and flow not being there and all. With technology now, we have solar, so you can live off the grid. there's a satellite thing now, Starlink. So
Yeah.
you don't even need flow, you don't need any of that stuff. You have your internet, you have your cell phone and solar. And if you're close to the river, I guess you can get your own water,
Of
or
course.
you know.
Of
So
course.
there are a lot of options,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
you know.
question I'm asking now is like when you have like job job fairs at schools and all that, is real estate one of the areas that is always presented?
I am not sure because I've never really attended a job fair at any school and no one has invited me. Our company's mainsail real estate and our website is mainsailre.com. And if anyone wants to invite me to, present on real estate or whatever to any school, any young person who's thinking of a career path, I'll be more than happy to. But I don't know if other brokerages or if the real estate board or anyone from there have ever been to our RAJ, if they've been to any career fairs. But I know I haven't been to any, and
Yeah, why I asked the
none of
question
the
is that,
agents or brokers that I've been associated with, they haven't been to any also.
yeah, why I'm asking because we seem to be stuck in Jamaica with traditional means of employment, and the schools gears them towards certain things, the normal doctor, lawyer, policeman, teacher.
And funny you should say that because a lot of lawyers now, a lot of attorneys are getting real estate license now.
Long
So,
time,
and they're
long time I know.
actually
Yeah.
doing stuff in real estate. So, and actually, there's an attorney. When I was doing my apprenticeship with one of the brokerages in Jamaica before I got my own brokerage, one of the person who I was basically training, not really training, I was his mentor, I was just there as a resource. He was a doctor.
Mm.
So, and he wanted to get his real estate license. So it's a great, great industry, great field to get into. And you can't, a lot of people do it for the money or they think they'll make a quick buck or whatever. Yes, the money is there or whatever. You have to love it though. There's a lot of work involved, a lot of things you have to just, and your clients will know if you are not about them. Once you put your clients first and you just love what you do, like me, I'd never sell real estate in New York. It's too cold. I have to sell sunshine and palm trees and all of that. I'm a beach person. Everything has to be blue and green and beautiful and all of that for me because I have to believe in the product I'm selling. I'm not saying that New York real estate is great. It's some of the most expensive real estate in the world. But I'm just saying you have to be true to what you're doing and be authentic. So, and the clients will, and customers and, all these other people you do business will know. They'll see, they'll sense it. And then also people sometimes, for most people, that's the biggest purchase they'll make in their lives, buying real estate. So we have to be mindful of. Am I boring you?
No, 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 not at
Oh,
all, not
no,
at
not
all,
at all.
not at all.
We have to be mindful of how we treat people, clients, and so I try to, and then a lot of times it's their first purchase, so you have to educate. That's why we're realtors. We're the experts. We're the professionals. We're supposed to guide our clients, in the right way, with their best interest in mind.
Have you worked anywhere else in the Caribbean?
I'm sorry?
Have you worked anywhere else in the Caribbean?
If the work, your mic is kind of low.
I don't know.
No, he's asking, have you ever worked anywhere else in the Caribbean?
No, no,
Okay.
just Jamaica and the US. But I've visited several countries in the Caribbean,
Okay.
and but I've actually looked at real estate there and looked into purchasing, but I'm not licensed anywhere but Jamaica and Florida. I was licensed in Georgia when I first got my license for years but now it's Florida and Jamaica.
And you have to be licensed in each territory separately.
In each state, yes. Yes.
Yes, separately, yes.
And some states they have reciprocal thing where you just have to do the state portion of it. You don't have to do the federal. A few states, well, two states that I know of, Texas and California, you have to do the whole thing. It's not reciprocal with any other state.
Mm-hmm. Now, why I asked about the Caribbean is because I know a lot of real estate opportunities in a lot of these islands.
I'm open to it. I know I can get licensed in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't be hard for me, and Puerto Rico. Other islands, I'm actually looking into. I was speaking to someone from the Turks and Caicos. So I was looking to get, starting a brokerage there. But
Okay.
Jamaica has me so tied
Occupied.
up.
Occupied.
So I don't have the
that sounds
time to
good.
pursue that. But they said they would help me and, tell me, all the things I needed to do and all that stuff. I met with someone who's pretty
In Turks?
in a government capacity who said,
Mm.
but I haven't explored that yet. But that's something I'm looking into because the Turks and Caicos are really, really beautiful. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, I like the Bahamas too.
We know people in the Turks also.
Yes, yes.
Well, the whole Caribbean, because we are a Caribbean podcast.
Yeah,
And we
really
cover the
gorgeous.
Caribbean
Yeah.
properly,
Yes, yes. But if I have clients who want to purchase in any other island, I can always refer to an agent there, and so
Yeah.
it's not an issue.
Okay, suppose I have some of those things that you mentioned, the leasing and the flipping and all that. Suppose I want to get into something like that, but I don't want to be a realtor. What would I do? I would hire you to do all this stuff for me.
What do you want to do? What was your question?
Let's say I have property and I want to build or I have money and I want to buy place and fix them up and all that. But I don't want to have to get a license and all that. I would hire a real estate broker.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And then they would do find you that property and broker the transaction and give you do a CMA, a comparable market analysis to tell you if that's a good buy or
Yeah.
what's the likelihood of selling it, how much you'd get for it or whatever. So that way you don't over improve the property. Because say if you purchase something and you have expensive taste or whatever, and then you put all this stuff in it, and then you try to sell it. Say you purchase it for 100 and you put 100,000 in it, and then you can only get 150 for it, the market value. So you've over improved, so you would have lost money there.
Okay.
So a good broker or a good agent will tell you, or will not tell you, will guide you, or
Yeah.
will,
Mm-hmm.
based on market data, and what they would recommend you do. Also, you could be a developer, and just, if it's five or less, you don't have to get real estate board approval. You say you have maybe an acre, and you want to do, maybe 5 townhomes on there. You just do the 5 townhomes. Of course, you'd still get NEPA and parish council and all these other approvals,
Okay.
and you can just build it, and then you can sell it. You can market those properties, and you know so you can do it on a small scale. And if you're actually um looking for your own property, you can go out and go explore and find it yourself. They also have a lot of for sale by owners. We call them FISBOs, where people actually list their properties and they try to either rent or sell. But sometimes, because it's not something they do every day, they're not real estate professionals a lot of times. Some people get lucky with it. Some people, not so much. It sits on the market for, years, or a year or more, sometimes years. And then they eventually list it with a licensed real estate agent or broker.
Okay. Okay. The rates that you would charge, like brokers and agents, are those rates very competitive?
What's your question?
Yeah, the rates that brokers and agents charge, are they very competitive?
It's negotiable, but it's normally 5%. If
Okay.
it's a resale, if it's a development and it's gonna be your exclusive listing, and it's sometimes it's 3%. It's usually 3% for developments, but it's normally 5%. But it's whatever is negotiated. But
Okay.
it's normally 5%. However, in the Real Estate Dealers and Developers Act, I read it someplace that it cannot be over 5%, because it said, the real estate salesman, which I have an issue with salesman, but that's what they have in the act. Um, so the real estate salesman um, should charge 5%, a commission of 5%.
Okay. Wow. Mm-hmm. Courtney?
Yes, just a quick question. Like, what about if the person, the realtor who lists the place, sells the place? Because I think that there are two different percentage for those who are listing and those who actually get the sale.
No, well, actually, the broker that lists the property
Yes.
negotiates the commission. So you agree to pay that 5% to that listing broker. However, if a cooperating broker comes and brings a buyer, that broker now enters into a contract with that other broker and splits the commission with that other broker, whatever they agree, that commission split is going to be. So it's not that the seller is gonna pay the broker and then pays the other person if a buyer comes. That one commission that's negotiated at listing, that is the commission. That's for Jamaica. So the law changed. It used to be that way in the States, but someone brought a suit 2 years ago or something. And so now a buyer's broker has to negotiate with the purchaser, and then the listing broker negotiates with the listing agent. And that's for the state. But then they went back to court again, and there was some issue with implementing that. So I don't even know what's going on with that new thing now. But for Jamaica, it's whatever is negotiated with the listing broker. And if a cooperating broker brings a buyer, then they split it.
Okay. 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 We want to thank you very much for coming on and enlightening us with all this knowledge that I thought a real estate person just list a property and sells it and collect the commission. But it's a whole lot more than that.
Yeah, there's a lot because you have to stage it, you have to show it, and sometimes a lot of properties needs landscaping because I've done that too with listings. I'll get it. I even get my hands dirty. I love gardening, so if the landscaper comes and whatever, and I'm there too, making sure it has curb appeal because the goal is to sell it for the highest and best price as quickly as possible.
Okay. So we're going to ask you to come back and speak to us some more about this topic. I think this topic is very interesting. And I don't think the ordinary person knows a lot about it, especially like school leavers and, people like that. And this could be a good area for some people to move into.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I'd love to come back.
Yes. Courtney will arrange the details with you.
Okay. Because I want Jamaicans to be real estate savvy. I want
we need to be.
People to know. People have a lot of prime real estate or great real estate that they can. There's a lot of wealth in Jamaica that a lot of people are not aware of. They have family land, hundreds and hundreds of acres, or there's always someone with some family land, and then a lot of times they don't know how to get the title and all of that. An agent, a good realtor, because there are some that are just, they don't try to read up, they get the license and that's it. They don't try to know what's going on, learn the market, know the rules, know the laws, know the whatever, so that they can be effective. So, but a good realtor, so the way you go and you find a doctor where, they have some doctors who are quacks and they have some doctors who are great. It's the same thing when you're finding a real estate agent.
Okay.
You shouldn't just get someone, and when you're looking for an attorney also, you have to, vet that person and make sure, just about anyone you're doing business with. You don't find someone just because it's someone's cousin who went and got a license last year. So, oh yeah, let them list my house. And then it goes bad. And then they're like, oh, realtors are this and that and that. That's not really a good thing to say. And a lot of times, some realtors don't ask the right questions, so you don't ask about the title, you're just so great and happy that you have this listing. And then a lot of times the sellers, they don't even know, that there's an issue. Like I had one transaction that took 2.5 years to close because they decided they were going to sell the land, but it had a very, very wide frontage. So during that time, it wasn't my listing, that they decided that they were gonna cut off a piece of the land and build a house on one part of it and whatever. And they never resubmitted the plan, they never redid the title and never did anything. So I came along with my purchaser who loved the property and wanted to buy it. Now, when the surveyor went out, surveying also is great. And we call them appraisers too, in an evaluator, valuer, they call them in Jamaica. In the States, they're appraisers. So that's another field that's good for a young person to get into. that I forgot to mention. But so when the surveyor went out to do the survey, it's like, wait a minute, on the plan, it doesn't look like that. And so they're like, oh yeah, we decided to put another house. So we had to go through the whole process and resubmitting the title and get all of that done. And it took like almost 2 years. So that's something that you want to ask. So the first question, you have a questionnaire, a good agent. So if ever you're going to list a property, you want an agent who's going to ask certain questions, asking about the title, asking about the taxes, asking about, the different owners and all those things. So there's a lot involved that we need to do. So it's not just throwing your sign and just going away, and then when it closes, you show up and get a commission check. No, it's very, very involved.
Yeah, quick question before we go though. With your knowledge and expertise, why not start a school? Why you don't start a school? Well, it's not a question, it's more like a statement anyway.
In the US, I can. In Jamaica, I cannot, because only the real estate in the real estate institute is allowed to teach real estate, and that is in the Dealers and Developers Act. So that's a part of the act too. Who's gonna teach it? Who's gonna all that stuff. However, though, when people are licensed, we do training. So I'll train agents, like new agents. I'll train on. So we usually have training every Tuesday. That we talk about that, all of those things, and how to represent the buyers, how to do all that stuff, and how to represent sellers and all of that. So so after agents are licensed, then we do. I know that I do that. Some other brokers, they do that too. They'll train. Most brokers will train agents. However, though, it's a volunteer thing. A lot of agents won't. Some agents won't attend training. So it depends on what you want. Basically, you get out of it what you put into it. You have to put the time and the effort and want to learn and want to grow in real estate. So, I've been doing it 20 years and I haven't been bored since. So it's, every day it's something new. Every transaction is different. Every day you think that, okay, I've seen it all, and it's, something new that you have to explore and figure out, and, so, but yeah.
So okay, Flavius, and the last word.
Yeah, I'm going to ask her to give us, a closing.
Okay.
What's the last word? Sorry, I missed that.
No, we're going to ask you to.
We're just asking you to close out
closing
closing statement or.
Okay. Oh yes.
Before you do that, you could tell people like how to contact you and all that. We have it on the screen, but you can speak to them about that also.
Okay. Anyone who is interested in getting real estate, in purchasing, selling, leasing, or who just has questions, who want to move back to Jamaica, or because I've done it twice. I've done the returning resident thing twice in Jamaica. So I can tell I'm a good, I wouldn't say the best or know everything, but I have a good knowledge base of how you can move back. Or people in Jamaica who they want to do something with their land, or they just want some advice on real estate. I don't mind sharing. I don't mind telling. I want us all to win. I love when people succeed and especially in real estate. You know, I want Jamaica to be beautiful. It's just a gorgeous country. I love beautiful homes. The more we have, commercial and residential, the more I'll have to sell, the more data I can gather to do comps, and the more valuable, you know, our country will be. And, you know, people will be happier because when we have a beautiful environment, a beautiful home, depression is less. I know the crime level will go down, and people won't be as aggressive, because you just melt when, you know, there's something beautiful around. So if people need to reach me, it's mainsailre.com. That's my website, or toll free 888-778-0198 or 305-990-3581. And then I have a Jamaican cell also. It's 876-990, 876-330-0988. So, but on my website though, mainsailre.com, and all my information is there. And I'm Herdine Nicholson. I'm the broker of Mainsail Real Estate. And actually, we're a registered trademark in Jamaica and in the US for right now. But I'm thinking about a couple of other countries that we're gonna trademark Mainsail Real Estate. And also, and if anyone has any intellectual property that they want to patent or trademark or whatever, and they need resources, I can tell them where to go in Jamaica and get it done. Because I did it, and I did it myself. I didn't have to pay an attorney. You know, there are a lot of resources in Jamaica that people don't really talk about and people don't share. I have a client who came from the UK and started a drink manufacturing company, and he got a lot of resources from Jamaica, Bureau of Standards, and all these other agencies in Jamaica that, you know, will help people. So, but Jamaica is a great place to live, work, and raise a family.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Courtney?
Yes, thank you very much, Herdine.
You're very welcome.
We'll have to talk to you a second time. So on behalf of the Real Stuff podcast, we thank you. So
You're
bye
welcome.
for now.
Thanks for having me.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
you're welcome, man. Bye-bye.
You lead us soon fuller. You belong far away away. Ajugwala lebo buseru. Lida mua, lida soon fuller. Lida mua, lida soon fuller.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer sorrow. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know what said me if it could flee. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi hide like a thief in the night. Me I fi get out of sight. Me I fi take away myself. I fi take away myself. I have to utilize I will.